Craft Corner. I'm sure it's afternoon for people over in America. I'm not sure who all is going to be here, but I did make it. I switched right over from one place to this one. My husband will be taking over the phone. Phone, whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking about. And we're going to be doing our WIP and chats, which lasts for an hour and a half. So we will be doing this very soon. I am so happy today. Things are going to work out fine. Everything's good. Good. Trying to get on just to see where I'm at. If anyone's here, anyone saying hi, the whole rigmarole. Oh, not easy peasy to get around, but yeah, I'm here. Okay, someone is on. It says someone is watching. So hopefully you guys join me. There's Karen Doss. Hi, how you doing? Okay, I'm sure Audie will be coming in because she usually puts in my lovely things. By the way, I'm changing a few things on my channel, not the channel per se, but in my description. I took myself off of the one with Rebecca, and I switched over to the one with Patriotic Beauty. That's who my team leader is now under Treasure Studios Art. Hi, Nicole. How you doing? Audie's not there yet. I thought I would see Audie. Sometimes Robert comes in. Sometimes Renee comes in. And sometimes even Linda comes in. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good too. I'm enjoying today. There is mail for me today at the mail place, which I can't go get until after my WIP and chat. We are doing something new, guys. I'm getting the website set up, and things are going to get even more interesting. That's all I'm going to say on that story or that subject. Oh, I'm kind of sad. No one's on. Well, I know Nicole's on and I know Karen, but I'm really surprised that I'm not seeing Audie in. She usually starts, putting all my links in because she's one of my mods. But no one's here. Okay. And Jeff is getting his tea. He does not drink. He'll get angry with me if I call it coffee. He can't stand the stuff. Okay, not angry, but disappointed with me because I know you don't like drinking coffee. It smells good. It looks good. But in his mind, it tastes horrible. Now, on Friday, I am so excited, guys. I'm doing something new. I'm hoping it works. I am making a wreath. Now, on this wreath, I am setting up the wreath with something else in it. I'm going to be adding someone's name inside the wreath. And I'm going to show the process of doing that so-called setting everything up inside the wreath. And my husband's bringing his am I even, I think I'm not even showing you what I'm doing. That's why everyone's probably leaving, because they're not even seeing what I'm doing. Oh yeah, I'm on. There's only one person watching. I wonder if she sees it. Oh, a second. Just sending Audie that I'm online. Yeah, that would be helpful. I'm pretty sure I'm on because Karen said hi. Yeah, she says I'm here. Nicole said hi. And Jeff is going to be here soon to do his talking. There's Audie. Hi, Audie. Yeah, she has hearts and dolphins. Hey, Audie, you should add dolphins and panthers and hearts. Because Jeff loves his panthers, his big cats. If they have such a thing. I've never checked the emoticon to see if there's any panthers and that stuff.
I must admit that I'm fascinated by the ligers as well.
Oh, but I don't think okay.
The ligers are those lion and tiger crosses.
Uh-huh.
And they have gigantism.
Uh-huh.
Which means they never stop growing throughout their life.
Yeah.
And the biggest ones are already like 200 pounds heavier than the biggest, or 100 pounds heavier.
And hit that thing that says that little circle-y thing up there.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah, just hit that one more time just to go through a refresh. Make certain I'm not going nuts. Yeah, it just says one person. Okay. Go figure. It's fine.
Oh, walking on all kinds of stuff on this floor.
Yes, I do.
What is the chopping board over here?
I was using it.
Oh. That would make sense what's under my foot.
What?
Oh, 3 guesses there. Here you go.
Jeff was standing on a cute little diamond drill. He's like, of course, that makes sense now. So you guys should be able to see. Oh, there's no one. Oh, okay, one's watching.
Yeah, you're diamond dotting.
Yeah. So I'm switching with my husband, Jeffrey Goldthorpe. Oh, here he goes.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, I was slightly disappointed. I thought she said when she was switching that I'd be getting the chair, but that's not the case. I've still got my own chair. She's got the really comfy chair. Which needs dusting. The back of it's got like... Anyway, it needs a little dust over it. And so now she just gets to sit there, relax, and move the diamond painting pen across and back. Gradually working her way through this. You've turned it like upside down.
Mm-hmm.
And you've put out in washi tape a little corner for you to work on. Mm-hmm. And so people will be looking at the diamond painting's idea of the sky.
Yep.
So if you ever see a vision like this, upside down sky, it means that you forgot your parachute.
Well, actually, they're seeing the sky. I'm seeing an upside down sky, but they're actually seeing the sky. Because right here.
All right. Well, if you see it the right way up, you might still have your parachute, so that's okay.
Oh, brother.
I never want to see an upside down sky. I don't think it'd look good. You know, you'd hit the ground and die all embarrassed because you probably threw up on the way down.
Oh, brother.
And amid other things that you might have done.
Oh, wow.
So when you think about it, that's actually a really terrifying painting. If you're looking at it the wrong way.
It's a gorgeous painting.
Has it got a killer whale in it?
No.
What is it?
A dolphin.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's slightly less terrifying. Maybe the dolphin will catch you as you fall out of the plane. Can they catch you? I think they can. They can sort of, jump up in the air and do the bottlenose thing. Unless it's not a bottlenose thing. There are other kinds of dolphins. If it's a Yangtze River dolphin, just like forget it. You're not going to make it. Those things aren't that big. It's like only 6 feet long or something, 5 feet, whatever it is. How big is a river dolphin? Does anyone know? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Why don't you know? You're supposed to be the one that loves dolphins. You should know.
I love bottlenose dolphins.
Oh, conditional. If you're not a bottlenose dolphin, what about porpoises?
They're the same something species.
Yeah, they're a subspecies.
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, I'm just saying that I'm pretty sure the Yangtze River dolphins are the smallest ones that we know about, and I just can't remember how long they are. And honestly, if they saw you falling towards the Yangtze River, I don't think they'd try to catch you. They'd just go, "Everybody get out the way, there's a human attempting a nosedive." Which, if you jumped into the Yangtze River from a small height, be okay. From, parachute plane height, probably not.
What is in the Yangtze River?
Well, dolphins.
Well, of course.
It's a pretty big river.
Orca and dolphins, I mean.
It's a very wide river.
Yeah, the killer whale and dolphins are the same subspecies.
I don't know, because they can't interbreed.
Don't they have one that they have interbreeded?
I don't know, look it up.
I can't look it up, honey.
I can. I might use your thing to look it up. What do you reckon?
Not
right this minute, though.
Audie do it.
Audie might.
She's much closer to her computer.
I think you could crossbreed the dolphins, like say bottlenose with a yeah. I reckon you might be able to do that. I don't think you could. I don't think you could cross like a Yangtze River dolphin with an orca. I don't think that would happen.
I'm not sure.
I don't think they can interbreed. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. I'd like to see them try to cross a blue whale with a Yangtze River dolphin. Just don't think that'd happen.
So, guys, I am confused as all get about. I don't like change. Not that I don't like change, but I don't like the daylight savings time changes. Because we found out Jeff did a study on it. Go ahead, give them the study.
Oh, well, briefly, basically, the first time that daylight savings was ever used, it was used by the Germans during World War One as a means of conserving fuel. I don't know how that would have worked, but apparently that was the reason. And let me just remind you that the Germans tried to take over the world twice and they lost both times. So probably adopting an idea that they had, you might want to think about it a bit further. Like there's no proof that daylight savings helps in any way whatsoever. In fact, it's generally detrimental.
The Amazon pink dolphin is the largest and smartest out of the 5 freshwater species.
Yep.
A full-grown dolphin can grow up to 9 feet.
Yep, 2.7 meters long, weigh up to 400 pounds or 181 kilograms. Largest bodies and brains of any freshwater dolphin and live up to 30 years.
That's pretty nice.
That is. That's very cool. So we should get you a really, really big bathtub and you can have one as a pet.
No.
Swimming pool?
Maybe. Now, if you're wondering why I'm taking this out, it's because I do not like things sticking to me.
Do you know what I think actually would be ideal, personally?
What?
You should have like an area where they can come and go. Like if you want a freshwater one, you just build a little enclosure. Not when I say enclosure, I mean like an area where they can swim in, muck around, have a bit of a laugh, check it out, maybe get fed, and then they can swim away back into the river. Back into the river. If they don't want to be there, they don't have to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Just an area for them to come in. And the same thing, we have to find an area where you can get panthers and dolphins.
Yeah.
So you
I
know.
had a weird dream last night.
Did you? Did it have panthers and dolphins in it?
No.
That's
No,
sad.
I had a dream about Crashly.
Well, that is weird.
Yeah, it was.
Mm.
In my dream,
I've never had a dream about Crashly.
I was asking Crashly, you know, she was like cleaning her house, and somehow they were out of water or something. Doesn't make sense. Anyways, I was looking at it, and I'm like, okay. He's gonna look at it and let me know what you guys are saying because I can't.
I am.
From here.
Yeah, no. It just the last thing is about living up to 30 years. So nothing new.
In the dream, I asked Crashly. I'm like, Crashly. She said that she was cleaning our house, and I was like, okay. Did you find the one thing you said you were going to be sending me? She's like, I wasn't really looking for her. I'm like, well, you said that you were going to be sending me something. This is in the dream. I'm not talking to her in, I don't talk to her about it, and and it was just in my dream. Anyways, she looked and she says, yeah, I found it, and I'm like, okay. And then it got weird after that. I don't remember the rest, but that part I do remember talking to Crashly.
There you go.
Yeah. Because she said I was going to be getting a few things, and I haven't received anything.
That's right. We've still got to send.
Oh, yeah.
We better do that this Thursday.
I want to at least send out 2 items.
Okay. Well, how can do?
Yeah.
Nothing new yet there.
Am I frozen?
I don't know. Are you? You could be. No, look. See, the thing's moving.
Okay. Well, it was frozen for a second there.
It's frozen again, too.
Is it?
Yep. There you go. It moved. Keeps waiting for you to catch up. And then you move, and then you stop again. It's really cool. Mind you, I mean, the only thing really moving on you is your arm, so the rest of the movement's kind of hard to pick up. What? Oh, turn it down so it's not looking at you at all. That's fair. It's like I'm very shy. Got a couple of introverts on this channel.
Sort of.
If anyone else here is an introvert, just be too shy to raise your hand, okay?
Yeah.
If no hands go up, they're all introverts. Is that how it works?
I guess.
Something that you never think about. Raise your hand if you're an introvert. No, I don't think I will. I don't want to stand out. Could be a problem, with doing surveys and stuff.
Yeah.
It says, write down an answer to tell us what you really think. No, I don't want to. So nobody's ever actually figured out, who's introverts and what they think. It's kind of sad, really.
Yeah, isn't it?
That's why the world is run by extroverts.
Really?
Possibly.
So.
Well, you tell me. Although, it's entirely possible that Elon Musk might be an introvert.
Might be.
For example. But he's not running the world. He's just running a couple of companies.
We found out that he owns, or he created it.
Yeah, he created PayPal. I did not know that until just recently.
He's the one who created PayPal.
I don't know if he still owns it, though.
I don't know.
If he did, any time we had a problem with PayPal, I'd just call him up and say, hey, Alan, old buddy, old pal, yeah, can you fix this for me? Because I'm having problems. And I go, no worries, Jeff. You and me, we go, I was going to say we go way back, but we don't. Because that would be lying. Because I've never met him and he's never met me. Probably doesn't know I exist.
Probably.
Isn't that amazing? Most people in the world, here we are living on a planet with supposedly 7 billion people, which you can't prove to me because I've never met all of them. And if I did meet all of them, it would take me the rest of my life, and still, even then, I wouldn't do it. So technically, you can't prove to me that we have 7 billion people. We just have to take all those countries' words for it. And half of them have never actually counted, so what the heck? How many people are there? By the time I got to the end of this sentence, according to some people, there's been another 200 people born minimum.
Really?
Oh, yeah. How many people are born every minute worldwide, supposedly, based on maths? Not that people are based on maths, but, working out how many people are generally giving birth. They have to work out how many people there are, how many of those people are fertile, how many of those people are pregnant and about to give birth. And you know what? If just one person's early or one person's late, it just throws out the whole calculations, and I consider that selfish. They should be in line with the statisticians. That's what they have bell curves for pregnant people.
So my thoughts on this nice little pen I'm using.
Oh, that's right, diamond painting. We're supposed to be talking about that, aren't we?
I have this right here, which is a
very shiny,
shining
Mhm.
here, and
Is it made out of resin? Do you reckon?
Well,
or plastic?
You mean the?
Well, the tips are made out of metal of some kind.
Yeah, I was talking about the tips.
But what about the actual pen?
The pen is out of resin.
There you go. Should be a good deal. Nobody's commenting at all.
Yeah, it's kind of quiet.
I don't think we're paying them enough.
What?
We should pay them more, then they'd comment more. Once you comment more, you get more, advertising revenue and all the rest of it.
What advertising revenue?
I don't know. If you want to get paid, comment. Not that there's any guarantee of that.
You're a whore.
Never.
Incorrigible man, guys. Incorrigible man.
Never said I was nice. Hey, you don't achieve much by being nice.
Yes, you do.
You do? How do you do that? Yeah, see, you can't answer the question, can you?
Because you put me on the spot.
Yeah, well, I wasn't being nice. And what did I achieve by it? I put you on the spot.
Oh, dear.
What else do I achieve by it? They're getting entertained.
Yeah.
And they now know I'm mean. Isn't that terrible? You married a mean man.
Did I really?
Probably not. What I find amazing sometimes is that we actually have less bones than children. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, that's the way the human body is, babe.
It's probably why children occasionally break bones. They've got more to choose from. Whereas us adults, we have to, go, I've only got 206 or something. And they're all important. Every single one. So we, take better care not to break any in case we have to have them mended. Although I did have a broken rib once. That wasn't fun. Let me tell you about that.
Go ahead and tell us about it.
It hurt for 3 months. And it was hard to breathe, and they couldn't do anything about it. I had to be put on light duties at work when I worked in a warehouse. You know how you get light duties in a warehouse? You lift things with one hand instead of both. So you only, did a lot of sweeping. Boy, did I do a lot of sweeping for 3 months. I learned not to try to shove things on a truck that were bigger than me, put it that way. Didn't do that again. Also, word to the wise, never let a four-wheel motorcycle drive over you or roll over you. That was pretty bad. It's probably where the crack happened in the first place, like 10 years before I got it broken.
Ouch.
Had a four-wheel motorcycle just roll over me. Those things are heavy.
Try having a snowmobile roll over you.
Did you?
I think I did. I don't remember. It was when I was younger.
Oh.
So I'm not sure.
Oh, I was very sure.
Well, you were older. You were in your 20s.
I was. I was driving that thing up the hill, and the motor conked out, and the gears conked out. And the brake wasn't holding me from going backwards down the hill. It was just getting faster anyway. And I thought, you know what? Probably about the worst thing that could happen. And I thought, no, about the worst thing that could happen, that I could hit the bottom of the hill here, you know, and smash up everything, including me. So I thought, I'll just try to turn the four-wheel motorcycle around so that I'm actually heading down forwards, and then I'll have more control. But of course, as I tried to turn it around, physics took over. I'll find my physics professor and tell him off for it. Physics took over and decided that, you know what, if you're not going to let me roll down backwards, I'm just going to roll down sideways, and you're underneath. I went, ow. And so for half a second there, I was holding up the entire weight of a four-wheel motorcycle, trying to keep it from break me as it rolled over me, because I still had hold of the handlebars. So I hit the ground, I kept hold of the handlebars, the motorcycle rolled over me, and then I let it go tumbling down the hill, where it eventually landed on its wheels without me. And after about, a minute or so of lying there going, ow, I got up and wandered down the hill. And I tried to get it restarted, but I figured I probably wouldn't be able to drive it anyway, since the handlebars were now, smashed down to the seat. I wouldn't have been able to fit under that. So I walked the 1.5 kilometers or 2 kilometers or whatever it was back to the farmhouse. And of course, they were really worried. You could tell. First words out of their mouth was, "Where's the bike?" That's how worried they were. I mean, about the bike.
Why were they worried about the bike and not you?
No, because I was walking, I guess. And I said, that way, in a ditch. Why didn't you bring it back with you? Because I couldn't drive it. And only about 10 minutes of this kind of conversation did it maybe occur to them that possibly the fact that the motorcycle was in a ditch with the handlebars crushed might mean that I wasn't feeling well.
Oh.
And you know what? They let me drive home. I drove myself home. 30 kilometers. Or 20, something like that.
Welcome back, Diamond Queen.
I didn't go back to work there. There you go. Yes, physics is annoying. And so is gravity. And welcome back, Diamond Queen. 2020.
How has work been over in Amazon for you?
I'm assuming you're talking to Diamond Queen 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know where Oddie works, do you? Or if she works. I mean, I assume she works. Just, we work here at home. We don't get paid for it.
Isn't shingles part of the chickenpox vaccine?
Not the vaccine. No, it's measles.
Oh, measles vaccine thing?
Yeah.
If you get the vaccine.
Oh, no, you could be right. It could be chickenpox, eh? I think you're right.
Chickenpox.
Yeah, if you get chickenpox as a baby, you tend to not get shingles later on.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's chickenpox. You're right.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I had chickenpox as a child. And you know what? I don't think I'd ever been near a live chicken at that stage, so I'm still trying to figure out how that happened.
Oh, dear.
Where was the chicken?
And then there's smallpox. Well, where does smallpox come from?
It was actually related to cowpox, which I would have thought was pretty big. To be honest. Why do they call it? They probably call it... Do you know what? I mean, pox originally, it's spelt P-O-X, but the word pox, P-O-C-K-S, actually means tiny, tiny little holes. Yeah. Which is what the little craters left behind after they'd been in your face.
Yeah.
Small,
I've had chicken pox.
Small pox.
I was really little when I had them. I don't remember much about it.
Do you know there used to be such things as chicken pox parties? Like some child would get the chicken pox, right? And they'd tell all the parents in the neighborhood, "Oh, don't send your children over. My child's got chickenpox." Really? Because my child hasn't had them yet, and I'd like my child to have chickenpox, before they become a teenager. So, can we all get together and have a party? Yeah, sure. Why not? It's up to you. And it works. They get the chickenpox while they're young and healthy, and then they don't get shingles later on.
Yeah, because I remember someone in the family getting shingles.
Diamond Queen had chickenpox 3 times as a child. Which is a little surprising because usually it was one of those things like you got it and that was it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you learned your lesson and you stayed away from chickens after that. That's all I'm going to say. At least stayed away from live infected chickens.
Oh, dear, dear, dear.
Dead healthy chicken. Well, I was going to say that's an oxymoron, isn't it? Dead healthy chickens are okay, but I've never met a dead healthy chicken because, dead. But if it was healthy just before it was killed, then, you can defeather it, all the rest of it, and then eat it after you've, cooked it. I prefer mine in a cream sauce.
Yeah, you can. Okay, whatever.
I've learnt something. There you go. We need to go to a poultry farm and test this out. Oh, wait, we're not children. Yeah, that doesn't work. We'd probably get shingles. The grown-up, meaty version of chickenpox. I've never had shingles. My father's had shingles. And from everything he told me about it, he didn't enjoy it at all. He complained about it for nearly a week, if I recall correctly. Or maybe 2 weeks, I can't quite remember. I'm sure he remembers, though. Do you remember that? Said he had this huge red rash all the way down his chest.
Just give me a moment, guys.
Which probably wasn't too bad, because he's shorter than I am. Imagine if you were 8 feet tall and you had a red rash all down your chest. That'd be worse, because it'd be longer. On average. Imagine if Goliath had it. Poor fella. Probably what made him so angry and want to go out to war in the first place.
I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, it probably can. I mean, it is the same. I don't know why it's different later on, I remember it was damn itchy, I'll tell you that much. And the second most annoying part was my mother saying, "Don't scratch." I'll freaking scratch if I have to. I didn't say that to my mother, though.
No, you respected your mom.
I was a good boy. I must have been at least once. Stop laughing. You give me a reputation.
What's your reputation?
No, you'll give one to me. I say I was a good boy and you just start laughing. They'll think I'm not a good boy. I was never a good boy. Well, I've got 2 words for you. My brother.
True.
Yeah, now I'm a saint, aren't I?
Ah, okay.
Oh. I suppose from a certain sense that's still better than leprosy, though. Like, they're on the nerve endings too, but the result there is you don't feel a thing. You think, oh, well, that doesn't sound too bad. Don't feel a thing.
Oh, I was watching a video one time,
Mm-hmm.
and it was about someone who was eating hot chilies.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, they were eating, and it's like, oh, it's just warm. It's not hot, and it was ghost chilies at that. It was like really hot chilies.
Yep.
She goes, oh, it's just warm. It's not bothering me.
So
I'm thinking maybe her whatever you call it,
the sense of taste was completely missing.
Either her sense of taste or her
Leprosy.
nerves have
Leprosy on the tongue destroyed it with the first chili.
Maybe, I don't know, but that was kind of interesting.
Dear.
So what does your work do about it when you have the so-called thing? What have they told you? Stay home?
No. Get out and hug everybody. Because everybody likes to share. They say, laughter shared is laughter doubled. Misery shared is misery halved. So when you're feeling miserable because you have shingles or some other communicable disease, get out there and hug everybody in sight and halve that misery.
Okay, whatever.
I think I just poked a hole in an old saying, didn't I? I think it has to do with psychological pain, actually. If you share it, it gets halved. I don't know how they measure that, though. It's like they come along and go, you're feeling miserable. Let me plug these electrodes into your frontal lobe and find out exactly how miserable you are with my miserometer. All right, now, tell someone all about it.
I don't think there's such a thing as miserometers.
Well, there should be. It would make life so much easier to experiment on people if we had a miserometer. We could get accurate results.
Okay, you can say that.
I can say that as long as I don't actually experiment on people.
True.
Or give anyone who might experiment on people ideas.
Now this painting, I have one whole panel area all done, guys. All done. On the very bottom. I'm so pleased.
I think actually the reading might be more like 90%. Your misery lessens just a little bit and the other person takes a fraction of it on. But overall it goes down a little bit. So what we need to do using the miserometer is find a way to share that pain with the entire world, and then everyone's a little bit less happy, but everybody else is happy. That works, right?
No.
No?
No.
Learning to be an empath is not a good idea?
Wow.
Well, there you go. See?
That's a little bit TFMI.
No! Gee! It explains everything. I mean, well, that's where they are.
Yeah.
Dad had them below his nipples.
Did he?
He's got nipples.
Did he have it in that area?
Yeah, all down his belly and on his chest, and he even had some above his nipples.
Okay.
He was red.
You saw it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's we were testing out the miserometer to see if, him showing me his pain would make things better. I didn't feel any better. So I don't think it worked. Although he might have, so who's to say? He didn't mention it.
Okay. Interesting.
You've watched that episode on Big Bang Theory with Raj and Wolowitz?
Yeah.
Howard?
Yeah.
And he was worried because he'd been spreading estrogen cream on his mum.
Oh, brother.
And it was starting to affect his own moods and everything.
Oh, dear. Let's not talk about that, please.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, thank you.
That conversation just went up to PG, didn't it?
No, we're not going to. We're not even going up that high, honey. No R.
PG-13,
no PG,
whatever it is.
No R17.
Back down to G.
We're going back to G and staying on G. Thank you.
Yeah. So there you go.
My husband's watching as I as my diamond dot, and it's like.
All it means is you can't show up at work in your midriff.
Okay.
Your midriff top. Which wouldn't be a good look at that time anyway. Unless people like, red and itchy. Which I don't know anyone who does. And if I did, I would suggest that they seek help. Because that would be strange. Even by my standards.
Okay, are we still talking about this?
You've never had shingles. Neither have I.
Nope, and never will.
That's good. That's why we stay away from infected chickens.
I don't think we're even near chickens, honey. Well, we will be having chickens. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They could get infected. You never know. The only thing we have to be careful about around here is the cat.
Yeah, we have a cat. You go ahead and explain it.
Well, let's just say there's a couple more magpies in the yard that ain't going to be flying anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, it's sad.
When did that happen?
I don't know. Some time ago. I haven't been out in the backyard for a while, but judging by the remains of the magpies, it's been a little while.
That's sad.
It is sad. We just gone to PG-13 again.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No.
Well, it's okay to talk about. It's not okay to talk about rashes, but talking about dead things getting killed is fine. I don't think so. I mean, that's how all the horror movies start.
Oh dear.
Only, it's humans instead of magpies.
Oh dear.
Probably, The Cat is a magpie horror movie. And then Return of the Cat. And you know what's even worse? The magpies strike back. Just like it never happens. You never find a you never find a cat pecked to death by magpies.
Major puns here, guys.
I reckon if you did, a lot more cats would go, you know what, I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, you never see a cat trying to, grab hold of a vulture, do you? No.
Audie says, tell me more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear.
So the moral of the story is be a vulture, not a magpie.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the moral of the story?
Yeah. I don't know how we end up wise as serpents and gentle as doves, though.
Not sure.
You never see no, I've never heard of a cat going after a snake. Not even the big ones.
Actually, there has been.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here we go. First time hearing of it. You heard it here first live. Riv's going to tell the story about, cats going after snakes.
It was actually a cat on, if I remember right, I was watching the Bondi Vet. And they actually had a snake that went after a cat.
Oh, yeah, snakes go after the cats. But do the cats go after the snakes?
This cat tried to go after the snake.
And what was the result?
It got bit.
Which means that was a stupid cat.
Yeah.
Don't chase the snakes, boys and girls. It's called bad. Or in the words of the gods must be crazy, even a snake is good. You just have to be careful to stay away from the pointy end. So there you go.
Pointy end?
Please tell me you know which end is the pointy end. I'm going to have to keep a real close eye on you when we're bushwalking otherwise. Oh, snake, I'll just run around the non-pointy end. Wait, which one is that? Stay away from the pointy end. It's got the eyes and the fangs.
Oh, that area.
Yeah. It's only got two ends. I suppose you might call the other end pointy because it tapers to a point. But I tell you what, that end can't hurt you. Mm-hmm.
I hope you know I was choking. I knew what the pointy end was.
So there you go.
I know exactly.
Or no, they say pointy end or sharp end. I think it said sharp end in the movie. So stay away from the sharp end.
That would be the fangs.
That would be the fangs, definitely.
But pointy. When you said pointy end, I'm like, pointy end?
Eh?
The pointy end, there's a...
That's also the basics, apparently, of sword wielding. You hold the blunt end and poke the pointy end at other people who are trying to attack you.
Ah, that could make sense.
It would make a lot of sense. You know? And if you really want to make it a whole lot harder for them to point a pointy end back at you, you know, you wear armor, carry a shield, including a face mask of some kind, helmet, whatever. And then things should be to your advantage, which is why they then also put on armor and basically just try to beat each other. And then it all comes down to what kind of sword you've got. Great sword, long sword, rapier. I'm going to tell you now, if it's plate armor they're wearing, that rapier is not going to be much good. Because the other guy's just going to bull straight through your rapier and smack you one eye on the helmet, which will make it ring like a gong. And then you'll sit down on your butt and look silly. And then to make you look even sillier, he might just kick you over. You lay there like a turtle.
Really?
Arms and legs flailing.
Really?
And then he sits on your chest and whips your helmet, mask guard up, grabs hold of your nose with his gauntlet and goes, Nina, Nina, Nina.
Oh, dear.
And that's if he's friendly. If he's not friendly, well, this conversation's just going back above PG-13. Now, I'm looking at that comment of Odie's that says those that get old and wise win. I just want to get wise. The old thing, I reckon it's overrated.
Yeah.
When I get old, I want to look about like 22.
Honey, you look young anyway.
Not according to my mirror.
What mirror? We don't look at mirrors.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the... Yeah, who's the fairest of them all? And it's like, if I answer truthfully, will you crack me? Yes. Well, then it's you. I don't have a magic mirror.
Crazy, crazy man.
Takes a real narcissist to ask that question in the first place, if you ask me. If she just kept asking, like, who was the fairest in the room, everything would have been okay. Who calls their kids Snow White anyway? What kind of name is that? I'll bet nobody anyway. I'll bet nobody has anyone that knows a child by the name of Snow White. You know? I mean, okay, Belle, that's fair. Means beautiful, I think, in Spanish or French or something like that. But an Aurora, fair enough.
I've heard of Aurora.
But Snow White, really? Why don't you... maybe if you translated it into another language, like, Hungarian or something, and used that, you might get away with it. Because the chances of, visiting Hungary is pretty slim. Unless you live next door. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I don't even know the other language. I don't know any other language that I can translate snow into. I can translate sunshine into French. That's soleil. Soleil. That's about it as far as foreign languages go.
Soleil?
Soleil, yeah.
I thought it was called Soleil.
Yeah, or soleil if you want to pronounce it this way, but trust me, the French pronounce it soleil. As if, that L isn't there on the end. That's cool.
Hi, Crafts. How you doing, hon?
She can translate it into Australian for us. What do you reckon?
Go ahead.
If she's been listening, she knows that, Koala Crafts, what do you think, like a name for a girl of Snow White? Is that a good name for a girl? I want people's opinions on this. Not that it matters, because we don't have a girl. And, when we get, children, I don't think we're going to call any of them Snow White, but I'm just curious. And then there's like Cinderella.
It makes sense when they called her Cinderella because of the fact that she is in the cinders.
Her name was Ella.
Yeah.
Why not Emberella? Because that would have been funny. What's your name? Emberella. Or Sotella. S-O-O-T, Sotella.
Oh dear.
Because, that was... Soot was in fireplaces. If you had cinders or embers, that meant that the fire hadn't gone out, and you wouldn't be sweeping it. You'd have to put it out first. I mean, that makes sense. I don't think so. What's that? Hide that one?
Hide it.
Yeah, we're just going to hide that one.
Yeah, we're going to hide that one. Not that we didn't like it, but yeah, we're not going to show that.
Wanna keep the want it G rated. Thank you. Yeah.
But stop being a pain.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's questioning all these names from.
Well, I mean, Disney, yeah. A lot of names in fairy tales and the like just don't make sense.
And you really don't want to know.
I mean, Prince Charming, is that his first name or his second name? Why is he a prince? Where's he prince of? And if he's a prince, what's he doing riding around on his horse without a bodyguard? Although he might have a bodyguard, we just never actually see them. Why isn't it like, the Earl de Roquefort or something instead?
No clue.
Yeah. Or Baron Stein. Baron. He would have been an Austrian... Oh, no, Count. He would have been an Austrian Count, I think, if we're using the name Stein, because that's German.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, a lot of weren't the Brothers Grimm German? What were they? Does anybody actually know? I don't know.
They were dancers.
Hold on, I'm going to get this out of the way. Yeah, Sleeping Beauty is one where the prince is riding around by himself. Be his first name like Prince Charles. It probably would be. So again, it was like, Mr. and Mrs. King. Mr. and Mrs. King. What name? Actually, the royals don't have last names, as in at least the English royals don't. It's just the House of Windsor. That's it. They don't have a last name as such, or if they do, they don't use it. So, and this is why they get away with it, because nobody tells, the ruler of the country that that's a stupid name. Your Majesty, what name would you like to appear on the birth certificate? Let's just call the kid Charming. And it's like, nobody comes back with, nobody has that name, right? Well, someone has it now. This will be King Charming the First. Get used to it. Yes, Your Majesty. Please don't hurt me, Your Majesty.
A lot of these fairy tales was actually
Makes you wonder what his mother's name was. Keep going, dear.
no.
Yeah, a lot of these fairy tales, you're making sense here. I'm just spinning rubbish.
Yeah, I know you're spinning rubbish.
I've got to talk for an hour and a half. What am I going to do? Tell them about diamond painting, a subject which I know next to nothing about? Or spin rubbish? I go for option B. Come on, tell me about it. Talk to me.
Audie says that they were German academics.
Uh-huh.
Whatever.
Hold on, I'll read it. Give me a look. They were German academics, philologists, cultural researchers, do you know what? I'm not going to pronounce that word. Forget it. And authors who together collected and published folklore during the 19th century.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the problem, because it's like it was just the princess, or whatever, or the prince, and sort of like, and they had to do that because you couldn't. It's like today, if you actually name someone, it could be taken as slander, and you really, really don't want, the ruler of any country taking what you're saying about them as slander.
Mm-mm.
But at the time that it was written, probably everybody knew which prince or princess or king or queen they were talking about. Bet your life they did, which is why they didn't say anything. And they might say, when challenged on it, this book is about me, isn't it? And you go, no, it's about your rival, Your Majesty. Oh, well, that's all right then. And they probably say the same thing to the other king. There you go. So after those two, there were unique names created.
Mm.
Audie is a absolute font of useful information.
One thing about Brothers Grimm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, they were horror stories in some of them.
Oh,
you think about it.
Are they ever horror stories? The real Brothers Grimm.
I like one commenter's thing on it. I was watching the other day, and they said, about the Cinderella story where she's at the ball, okay, and it's like, what kind of narcissist was that? The guy danced with her for half the night and didn't even get a name. Seriously? Like, was he spending 6 hours just talking about himself? And she still wanted to marry the guy? I must have been for money. That's all I can think of. And then he goes throughout the land with the slipper that she's left behind, and it's like, hey, I mean, after all, how many people with the same size feet in the kingdom could there possibly be? There's no guarantee he married the right one anyway. They're probably based on some dude who went, you know what? This is about the size foot of the girl that I'd like to marry. Let's just wander throughout the kingdom and see if we can find someone who's, young, slim, pretty, and can fit the shoes so that I don't have to pay for another pair. Am I right?
Oh, dear.
But of course, it's a love story because, people didn't get married to commoners in those days. First person on record to get married to a commoner, I think, was like King Edward V or whatever he was. Mm-hmm. One of the ones just before Queen Elizabeth II anyway, one of her older brothers or something. Yeah. Because there was a big stink because he got married to a divorcee. Here we are, more than 50 years later, not an issue. 70 years later, actually, more like. Married whoever you want. Prince of, I think, Denmark? Prince of Denmark married a Tasmanian. Now she's like Queen Mary or something. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I should know that because she's an Australian.
Is she queen?
Oh, no, she might not be because he's not king yet. But, princess. Princess, there you go. That's true. In one of the versions of the movie, the shoe had broken. So, and she had the other one. So that's like a qualifier,
Yeah, but we found out later on that it was not supposed to be that type of shoe. They actually tell you what type of shoe they actually use.
Yeah, well, it's translating from the German to the English apparently got mixed up along the way. It's much more likely that the original version was a fur slipper,
Yeah, not glass.
not glass. Which, let's just say, I don't wear, girly shoes, like ever. But I'm pretty sure a glass slipper would have pinched your feet after a few hours on the dance floor. So that works out fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
But the original story is pretty dark, what some of those girls did to try to fit into that slipper.
Let's not talk about it.
No, this is as far as I'm going, I'm just saying.
Good.
Anyone who doesn't know, look it up. It's pretty gruesome.
Like I said, they were horrible.
Mm-hmm. Well, probably not their fault. As I already said, they were just collecting the stories. Doing studies in language as well at the same time. So on and so forth. All these things were popular at the time. I learned recently the original concept of werewolves was that they were cursed by Zeus and they had to be a wolf for the next 9 years and not eat anyone or even kill anyone during that time. And then they could transform back into a human, and that was like a judge of their character. I don't know what the reward was. I guess you got to stay being human after that. Kind of weird. It's odd the things I find on the internet, let me just say.
Yeah.
I watched it because it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The whole concept about, like, it was Bram Stoker who introduced the concept that, the thinker, because Dracula was both a werewolf and a vampire. Not a lot of people know that.
Really?
Yeah, Dracula could transform into a wolf.
But that's not a werewolf.
Why not?
It's not a werewolf.
No, that's not the modern version of a werewolf. But Dracula could, by choice, possibly, or maybe he just had to, transform into a wolf, not a werewolf, a wolf under the influence of the full moon. I think he could also do a mist. I don't know. I can't remember if there's anything about him transforming into a bat, actually.
They always talk about the vampire turning into a bat, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not sure if that was in Bram Stoker's Dracula. I'll have to look that up later. Could be very, very important if we ever actually meet a vampire to find out if they can turn into a bat or not.
We won't meet a vampire, babe.
Okay. You're probably right. Probably not going to disappear into another dimension where they exist after all. Yeah, no, read the original. Read Bram Stoker's Dracula. Towards the end, he's on a boat, right? He's a guest on a boat, and they're going from, I can't remember. They're going from Europe to England. He's trying to get to England, I think, if I remember correctly. And every night someone disappears on the boat, and there's sightings of this huge wolf or dog. They're not sure which. And Van Helsing follows him to England and finds him, and sticks a stake in him, and that's that. Just as the sun's coming up, and his mate uses a knife on him at the same time, and between the two of them, that's it. He's dead. He must be vulnerable at sunrise. But in that particular one, it wasn't the sunrise that killed him. It was the stake and, the knife.
Okay, I don't want any blood guts on my channel, thank you.
I believe they were, yes. I believe Dracula and Frank. It was a competition. It was a competition amongst, I think, 4 authors. And, Mary Shelley was one of them. Certainly. I don't remember who the other 2 were. But yeah, that's what we got. And they supposedly wrote both stories in one night, although I'm not entirely sure I believe that. Although I could believe that you could write it, say if you had a secretary writing down all your words and you were just relating the story, you could maybe get away with it within, say 24 hours or 2 days. So maybe it was a weekend authors retreat, and I feel us authors should all get together and have another one, because imagine the stories that would come out if you were under, deadline pressure of, okay, you've got a week to write this story, you've got your own personal voice writer, go for your life. And then it would be done, right?
Mm-hmm. Jeff writes stories.
Oh, yeah, I know, but I should publish them. I should finish the one I'm on. I've got the start done.
How's it going?
I've got to introduce the griffin now. It's pretty close.
Good.
I've got the main protagonist stuck in a forest with night falling. That's never good. And no time left to light a fire, which is really, really bad.
Who's the protagonist?
The girl.
Oh, she's a protagonist.
The hero. I think that's what the word means, isn't it? Hero, heroine. The protagonist, the main character of the story. How's that?
Thank you.
I'm going to look that word up later because I think I'm using it right, but I could be wrong. Which is sad for someone claiming to be an author. I'm not an author until I've published something.
I think you'll be a beautiful author.
Now that I think about the situation with like Mary Shelley and Bram Stoker and everyone else who was at the party, what was on the menu that night? What were they eating, drinking, or possibly smoking to come up with those 2 stories? I mean, one's Dracula and the other one's Frankenstein. It's just like, what was the topic of discussion around the dinner table?
Oh, the main character. Thank you, Audie.
I am right. There you go. What do you know? Thank goodness for that. I would have looked silly otherwise. Something went beep at me. I'm not sure why. I don't see a little message up. A little beep in my ear. Which only usually happens if there's a message. But it wasn't a chime, though. So maybe it's just a little fault in the system. In the earphones.
Who knows? Jeff and I are working on getting something else for us to use instead of that earphone, so we both can be talking.
It's gonna take a while. After the big bite that the vehicle took out of our wallet, as it were, the $480, boom, gone. All of a sudden being able to purchase a $200 microphone just doesn't look good. Am I right? I might have to start recording my own thing after this.
What thing?
My
podcast?
Yeah, that.
Well, I helped you try and get it all set up.
Well, we can. Want to do it after this?
We're going into town there to go get the mouse.
Okay, after that.
Yeah, we could.
No, why not?
I'm trying to figure out how I can use my computer to set up Animal Crossing so I can do a video about that.
I told you, just take this camera in here and point it at the screen in there.
That won't work.
And talk. Well, the only other thing you could do...
Oh, I love when she's talking about all the different characters.
What else could you do? You'd have to get Animal Crossing on PC, wouldn't you?
You
I
can't.
don't know. That's what I mean. I don't think you can.
No, you can't. And I don't have it set up where I can.
Well, how do people do it? How do other people do it?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask them.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna ask one of them how you set it up because
Ooh, she knows more than I do.
yeah, she's
So,
smart.
protagonist is the main character, deuteragonist is the second main character, and tritagonist is the third. There you go. Do they bother after that? Okay. We need some device to project what's on the screen to the computer. I'm thinking.
But how do you do that?
Well, I'm thinking probably a HDMI cable.
Can I?
Well, yeah, the TV's got a HDMI input, I think.
I don't know.
But that would be. I mean, usually you use a computer to project whatever's on your computer screen up to the TV.
Right.
This would have to be the opposite. Unless you can do it from the Nintendo Switch itself to your computer. Do it that way.
Yeah, but I'm so used to doing it on the regular TV.
Oh. Whichever works for you.
Much easier.
And there you go. The antagonist is the main opposing character. So there you go. From anti meaning opposite. You've actually done this? As in, you've had something that you were playing on the TV and you were able to record it? Kyla said just look it up on YouTube. Somebody will have done it. Or she looked it up on YouTube how to do it. Whether she actually did it or not is another matter. We should all do it. We should all get together and have some kind of multiplayer game and record the whole thing.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. I'd do it. Okay, you looked into how to do it. Was there a particular game that you were considering doing or some other thing you were considering doing, or are you just curious? Koala Crafts. I don't know about you, but I'm warm in here. I'm going to seriously consider putting this air conditioning on.
We have to shut that window.
Oh, you're nice and cool because you're in front of the window?
Yeah.
You're good?
I'm good.
All right.
But I did think it was getting a little warm in
here. Oh, that is a concept. Oddie said, more that it's not evil. They use just opposing makes for an interesting idea of a book filled with evil main characters. So, for example, is that sort of things like like a wedding story where someone's getting married and the other person doesn't want them to get married because they want them to marry them instead, and that makes them the antagonist. So the protagonist would be either the bride or the groom, and the deuteragonist would be, whoever, like let's say the bride is the main character, the groom would be the deuteragonist, and an opposing lady would be the antagonist, and nobody's evil. Just, or maybe the bride is the antagonist. How many romantic comedies have I just described? 50? Am I right? There is a book I've actually read filled with evil main characters. And it was interesting, but it was also, shall we say, fairly violent and really nasty in places. So
something you and I read together, or just by yourself?
Just by myself. Someone who tended to write really nice, flowery, pretty books, they said, I don't think you could even write a horrible book. So to prove them wrong, she did. And they went, yeah, no, just go back to your nice, flowery books, thanks. We don't want to read anything like that again.
Which one was this?
Do you really want to know?
Just name the author.
Mary Gentle.
No, never heard of it.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Too many. Too many. Aren't all of the nearly every romantic comedy is like that? There's either, two men and one woman, or two women and one man. And nobody's evil. I really do like the spoofs, though. Whenever they do a spoof, you know how you can tell who the evil person is?
Who?
Because it's Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil, he's the bad one. Although, then there was a spoof of a spoof, as anyone who's ever watched the Dr. Horrible sing-along will be able to tell you. The bad guy is really the supposed superhero in that one. Has anyone watched Dr. Horrible's sing-along? Or not? In fact, they're both bad guys. Dr. Horrible is a bad guy, and so is the so-called superhero. He's like, wow, is he a narcissist? Let's just say that. No? If you haven't watched it, look it up. It appeals to some people's sense of humor, not everybody's. Just be aware of that. And the other so I'm not sure if you can say there was an antagonist and a protagonist in that at all. Although the main it's all told from Dr. Horrible's point of view. And why he considers himself the hero, mostly.
Go ahead and talk about it.
Not a chance. That's something they should look up for themselves.
Can you go to the recording thing area? Well, it's not recording, but you know what I mean.
Do we know which one it's in? This one? No, this one. Yep.
Oh, we only have 15 minutes left.
That's all right. Less than that. It's 10:19 already. It's like 9 minutes. No, 11 minutes. Who's the guy who plays Dr. Horrible? He used to, years ago, he was like Doogie Howser MD, and then he was in That's How I Met Your Mother. That guy. He played.
Howser, the guy who played Doogie Howser. I can't think of his name.
He's Dr. Horrible, and the other guy is Captain Hammer, and he's most famous for being the captain on the spaceship for Firefly or Serenity.
Never even heard of one.
And it's a musical. It really is. It's called Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along because they really do a lot of singing in it. And it is in one sense a romantic comedy because technically they're kind of both after the same girl. I mean, Dr. Horrible's really after this girl. And the other guy is just like, Captain Hammer is just like, oh yeah, the lady's still a long string of girlfriends. Who cares, right? And he honestly, as far as I can tell, he really only does it just to annoy Dr. Horrible. But it's sad at the finish too, and I won't explain why. They'll just have to watch it. It's very, very sad.
Really?
Yeah, well, it is. I'll tell you later why it's sad.
Someone dies?
I'm not going to tell other people at all. I say, people live, people die. Does Captain Horrible, get killed? Does Captain Hammer get killed? Who knows? Neil Patrick Harris. Thank you. I had forgotten. Now you're feeling warm, aren't you? Yeah, I told you. That air conditioning's going on for the last 10 minutes. Excuse me while I take care of this.
He's going to go turn on the air conditioner. He's going to have to shut the window for me to get cool. You know, it won't take long to shut the window. It's an interesting painting, especially this part where I'm just going back and forth onto the black. Well, it's not black, it's 939. And I do like it. It's really pretty. I love this coloring. You have to shut that window, babe.
Working on it there. Got to get round you here. Yeah. Not a lot of space in this room with all the other stuff stacked up.
No.
That window?
Yeah, you have them open for when I'm doing resin work.
Yeah, it's got to be ventilated. That's
It's really ventilated here when it's resin work.
Okay, so that's that, and just do the door, and we're good.
Sounds good, dear.
Locked in our own private little world.
Are we?
Are we really? Is anyone ever? Well, you know what they say, if 1,000 angels can dance on the head of a pin, I'm sure they can fit in here.
Don't like that one. That didn't go.
What, dancing on the head of a pin? Oh no, you don't like the little thing that you're trying to put in place.
Yeah, because it was shown up a different way.
Mm-hmm. We can't have anything showing up a different way.
No.
That doesn't work. That's him, yeah. Thank you. I'm assuming you just looked that up, or have you actually seen it? Oh, okay, yeah, Castle. He was in that too. I remember that now.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, but I've never seen it.
No, you never got to. It didn't show on where you were living, did it? Or was it on at the wrong time or something?
Wrong time, wrong channel, my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
We never watched it.
Yeah, you had something else on at that time, and you watched that instead.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. We could find it somewhere. You can watch Castle if you want.
Not really, thank you.
Not interested?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
That's fair. Are they?
What?
It says both are on Hulu right now.
We don't have Hulu.
Yeah, no, we don't. It's not a cable network available in Australia as far as I know. So
Isn't your friend on Hulu?
yeah, he might be. Yeah.
But that's a main city.
Yeah. And he has a little more cash than us, say, to get access to practically everything.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't have one of those I'm not going to do an advertisement for them, but one of those things that tells the computers around the world that you're not actually in Australia and therefore you can get it in whichever country that you happen to be in.
Oh, you mean
a VPN?
A descrambler or something?
No, it's a VPN. It's a VPN that, like your internet service provider, your IP address, right, is a unique address that goes out and tells other computers what country you're in and specifically exactly what location you're in. This one will have, the three in this house probably have the exact same IP address, right? But there's something that you can get that says, no, I'm not in Australia. I'm actually in the USA, or I'm in France, or wherever it happens to be, that's producing that particular TV show or whatever it is that you want to watch.
I remember him having Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
But
You have 4 minutes there.
I know. I'm going to finish this one section right here.
Mm-hmm. is this? You said this isn't black, is it? It's a really, really dark.
Really dark blue.
Really dark blue.
Yeah.
That's what I figure.
It's a really, really
I can't even see the blue in it. That's probably why.
Oh, I can see the blue.
Yeah, well, just you then.
But
I mean, it looks, looking down from the camera, it looks blue, but looking from this angle here, it looks like really dark brown.
no, it's dark blue.
Color blindness is weird.
Yeah, you're color. Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Mhm.
I look at it and it's like, nope, that's it's blue on there, but black down here. Maybe I should look at everything through cameras. Apparently, you can get Hulu on your Switch.
Don't worry.
I'll have a look. I'm sure you don't, but I'll just have a look and see if that is available here in Australia, because it might not be, even, if other people can get Hulu on their Switches.
Just 2 minutes.
Yeah, wind it up, sweaty.
I'm winding it up. Just finishing these 2 little spots.
Mhm.
3 little spots.
Yeah.
And then I'm signing off.
Mhm.
Because Jeff and I have a few things we have to do. We are about to get our business up and running. We're really excited about that.
Mhm.
But we have to wait until exactly this Thursday to actually buy our name. And we are definitely buying our name. And we'll send you the link to the name.
Okay, so say goodbyes.
I think
Arrivederci.
I got it. Okay.
Shalom.
Please give me a thumbs up if you liked my video. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please ring the bell so you know when I upload another video, and I have been uploading videos. And last but not least, please comment and let me know what you think of this beautiful painting I've been working on. Many blessings, guys, and shalom.